Hey, how's it going? My name is Ariel Lafuente, and I am a mechanical engineer, real estate investor, and also mortgage broker. Today, what I want to talk to you about is the current housing market. So, if you are looking all throughout YouTube or doing any type of research, everything you're going to be seeing is the fact that real estate is dying here. And I want to make it known that you need to make sure that your investing strategies are bulletproof. Okay. For example, today we're going to be talking about Airbnb. I'm currently an investor here in San Antonio, and what you need to make sure you do is you at least need to do the bare minimum. And the bare minimum is what are your expenses and what's the absolute minimum that you need to make every day just to survive. All right. So today, that is what we're going to be going over. Okay. So here's what I have in terms of one of my houses that I have on Airbnb. Okay. When it comes to investing in San Antonio, okay, there's two things that happen. You're either a long-term renter or you're a short-term renter, okay? When you are figuring out your expenses, you get charged for different things. So let's say I have a house on Airbnb and the house gets rented out for more than 30 days. In San Antonio, if you're within the Bexar County, you need to pay a hotel occupancy tax. Tax is around, I believe, 9%, and you need to pay this tax if you have a tenant in your house for less than 28 days. Okay. So that's the key word here. And once again, this is not financial advice. All right. I want you to do your own research and figure out your own rules and regulations for the city you're living in, especially in San Antonio. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but it is up to you to determine what are the right actionable things you can do here. On here, I have an Excel spreadsheet of all my expenses that I have in Airbnb. Okay. The first thing you're going to be able to see here, right, for this house that I own, this is a real property, by the way. Okay. My mortgage payment is basically $1,300 every month. Okay. This is the principal and interest that I pay every month. This is how much I pay in terms of my insurance, my property taxes. Now, when you are also starting off an Airbnb, you need to account for the other little things, right? Such as the internet, right? What Airbnb is not going to have it? Internet, okay? If you want to be successful, you want to get good reviews, you need to have an internet. Next thing, cleaning. Every month, how many times are you going to pay to clean the house? I personally clean all my houses. So I don't need to charge that much, right? I might get some help so I can help go through the houses faster, but I pretty much clean the houses all myself to save some money. So cleaning, let's say it's $200 a day, right? This could be a lot higher if you're outsourcing and if you're hiring cleaning companies. Okay. The next thing, Texas. We're in the middle of June or towards the end of June. It's ridiculously hot, so the electricity bill is going to be kind of high. So here, $250 a month that I need to pay. Water, let's say it's about 80. Now the hotel occupancy tax. So as you can see right here, I put it as 9%. Basically what I did here is I estimated that I'm going to be renting out the house for like $2,500 a month, right? Assuming that it's always rented out, which is a big caveat. But I just gave an estimate that I'm going to be paying $225 in hotel occupancy tax, right? And then Airbnb charges you a 3% fee, okay? In this total, the bare minimum expenses just to get by on Airbnb, I'm going to be paying $2,510 every month. Okay. So that gives me somewhat of a gauge in terms of my daily minimum and how I need to do my pricing. So pricing strategy is key. You need to do your research and you at least need to find out what your bare minimum is. This is how you find out your bare minimum. Next thing, this is where we're going to go back to less than 30 days and more than 30 days. All right. Here in San Antonio, if you have an Airbnb that's been rented out for less than 30 days, your operating expenses are going to go through the roof, okay? Because you're going to have multiple things that are going to influence you. First of all, you're going to have your hotel occupancy tax that you need to pay, and you're going to have your cleaning fee that you need to pay. Now, let's say you have a situation where you have someone that stays at the house for more than 30 days. Boom, that gets rid of your cleaning expenses, and then you also get rid of your hotel occupancy tax. Because now you don't need to be taxed because you are a short-term rental. Just by getting rid of your hotel occupancy tax and also your cleaning fees, you basically save around $400. Huge, 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 huge. Now your next daily minimum is in terms of $69. Okay, so that is a $14 difference in terms of a daily minimum. $14 stacks up a lot because it inevitably actually becomes around $400 every month that you save. When you're going and doing your pricing for San Antonio, what you need to figure out is what is your bare minimum and what the market currently is doing. All right. So this is another super important thing that you need to do for pricing strategy if you want to survive this so-called housing crisis. All right. Because it doesn't matter if we are in a housing crisis. If you have basic core fundamental principles that you're following and you're making sure that you're doing the absolute most, you will survive and you will also make money. So here, we're gonna go here, San Antonio, July. The date is, let's see right here. It is the 24th to, let's say we wanna move, someone wants to come here on Monday and move it on Thursday as 8 guests. And then here you can basically see your competition and what is being charged in terms of Airbnb. Now this is critical. If you wanna do good in Airbnb anywhere, you need to look at your competitors. And you don't look at any market data or and whatever data. The absolute best data you're gonna be able to get is from Airbnb, the website. So we're gonna look here and let's look at our competitors. Now I'm gonna do something super important right now. When you have your daily minimum that you need to make, right? Here's what you also need to do. This is for June 26th to June 29th. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3 nights stayed. Because we're less than 30 days, we're gonna get the daily minimum. Multiply that by the 3 nights of staying. Your absolute bare minimum that you should be charging is $251 every 3 days that someone stays at your house. Now we have that minimum. We want to compare the prices of the other homes. Okay, boom, check it out. This house, $1,000 for 3 nights, $670 for 3 nights, $846, right? So this means we have a lot of leeway when it comes to renting out a house. All right, this house, $462. Okay, that's lower, but still. So once again, our bare minimum was $251. We're looking at prices here. We see $474, $499, $437. So you know what that means? We can make money in today's night. So you know what we're going to do? What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go look at the lowest value that a house is being rented out for wherever you're at and just get your house rented out for something, right? I can also afford to increase that prices because you go based off of the market. So what I personally do is if my house hasn't been rented out already, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look throughout the entire market and look for the lowest price and also compare my house. So let's see. Right now I'm looking for the lowest cost. And I also have here the total prices for the guests. Okay, here on this check mark, you put the total price to display the entire price for all the nights. All right, $696, $580, $460. Remember, our value was $251. But okay, another price here, $356, but it's super low review, so I'm not gonna do that. My house is better than a 4.1 star rating, so I can afford to increase the price more. So let's see, a good price that I would probably list my home for would probably be around, let's say $350. Because the house that I have is not high quality, but still good enough. So let's say $350. That's at least $100 a night. We go back to this book. $100 a night, I'm making an extra $16. When you are in Airbnb, you start to realize that you make more money on the weekends, right? And for you to make $20 to $40 on the weekdays when people usually don't travel, big. So if you can capitalize and make money on the weekdays, imagine how you're going to make money on the weekends. That's when it becomes more competitive. So this is my first video that I do in terms of pricing strategy. I hope you learned something from this. And if you think I provided enough value from this video, please go ahead and subscribe. It's definitely going to help me out. I'm brand new, starting out. And yeah, I hope you make money.